I'm not pregnant, please. I was dying inside. My only prayer point to God was, God, please grant me permanent healing. My mental health was in shambles. I felt so empty. I felt aimless. Hey my darling, hey boo, hey. I don't know why I'm so giddy up, but hey loves, welcome back to my channel. My name is Adana, and if it's your first time stopping by, wait. Hello boo. As you can tell, the setting here is a bit different, so I'm just very relaxed today, very chill. We're going to be having a whole don't get ready with me. I haven't done this in a while, and to be fair, I'm currently traveling. I'm in another man's land, another man's country. That is not my home country. We are here to get some things done and I've made some new friends, so they are picking me up today. It's a weekend, and I thought, you know what, let's catch up together. It's been a while since we did one of these videos. While I update you all about like the whole health video, the pregnancy updates. First of all, I'm not pregnant, please. Okay, I'm not pregnant. I've never had a pregnancy scare. Well, I've had a pregnancy scare based on the story I told you guys about me bleeding for 5 years. And thank you all so much for all the love on that video, all the prayers, all the well wishes. We thank God for how far we've come. I got a lot of questions, and I didn't even know that a lot of women actually are struggling with the same thing. And this brings us to the theme of this month, Women's History Month. I really want us to use this month to empower ourselves and speak on issues that are not really talked about. I feel like there's no better time to have this video out there than now. And in partnership with Do Good Points, who I'm working with today in today's video, we're currently trying to raise funds for women. If you don't know Do Good Points, it's basically like a charity organization, non-profit. So they focus on different charity organizations, different charity work. But this month specifically, that's Women's History Month, they're focusing on organizations that pertain to women's causes, such as Global Fund for Women, okay, Association for Women's Rights, Womankind Worldwide. So these are organizations that stand up for women's rights, speak up for women, and discuss issues that pertain to women. Okay, first things first. This hair tutorial, don't worry, I'll have it coming up very soon. I don't know if the quality of this video is good though, but let me try again and increase the brightness because it feels dark. Or is it just my eyes? Alright my darling, we are back. Is it better now, or is there no difference? I don't even know. Yo, also please let me know if you like this vlogging camera. Got a whole new vlogging camera setup. We've been trying to upgrade to make the quality better for you guys as well, so let me know if you like it. I don't know, I still have time to return the camera if it's not serving, because me, I don't like complications. Anything that I don't understand how to use, please, we'll just go back to the one that I know. So I think that video made me realize that a lot of women are going through things that we don't talk about, stemming from PCOS or endometriosis, which is what I was diagnosed with. Endometriosis, PCOS, a lot of ovarian cysts, so many things that women are going through that we don't really talk about. And I think the fear to talk about most of them stems from societal expectations of what women are supposed to, I don't know, like, it's just weird. It's, yeah, I totally get it. I 100% understand how that is such a sensitive topic on every level, because I went through the period of time where I couldn't tell anyone. It was as bad as my mother did not even know about this issue until I was 3 years in to the bleeding. I had to tell her because at that point I was dying. I was fighting for my life. I had to say, like, I literally had to tell someone just in case one day I slumped, you know. I don't know, I'm the kind of person that likes to disclose like vulnerable information, especially when I'm going through it. It's just too much for my brain to take in. Does that make sense? So usually if I lock off, or if I just like, you know, go back into my shell, half the time it means I'm trying to process what exactly is happening, but I don't know how to communicate for people to help. But thankfully, when I published that video was recorded 2 years ago, and when I recorded that video, that thing was heavy on me. There was no way I could share that video at that time. It was just too much. I could not imagine sharing that video and then having more opinions being added on to how I was feeling. Like, I feel like my mental health could not be able to handle it. So I waited. I was like, you know what, Adana, very soon because I believed so much in God's power. Like, I believed and I still believe in God so much that he has the final say, and he gives healing, and his healing is not just temporary, he gives permanent healing. So at the time I made that video with the sole aim of someday I'll broadcast this video on the internet to inspire other women, because I know that day, when that day comes, I'll be permanently healed. Like, I'll be in a good place. And we thank God we're actually in a good place right now. Although I know a lot of you guys have been asking for updates, which I'll go into the very detail of everything, and how I went through the healing process, how I'm doing right now, doctor's advice, all of those shenanigans, because I know a lot of ladies, like the DMs I got from you guys, hi, God, my heart, I could not even reply some. It's not because I was ignoring, but it was just too much for me to, I'm so emotional, I'm sorry, I'll just start crying. It's not me to even address the matter, I'll probably just start crying. So it was just too much for me to even, like, I don't know, to, like, because I know what it feels like, right? So it's just, no, I don't think anyone can really explain to you the feeling of going through certain things that people do not even understand, and you yourself, you don't even understand, and there are almost no answers for it. On top of it, you're also being, like, not heard, or you also find that there's a lot of, like, racism and that black women experience when it comes into the medical side of things. Like, we're not really heard. All the things are happening behind closed doors, and I just wonder when all of these things are going to end. All right, we back. I just packed this hair up. I did my edges a little bit. You know what, this hair is old. It needs to be gone. At this point, it needs to go, because I don't understand. This doesn't have nothing about traveling. Like, your hair will just be experiencing different kind of weather. Plus, I don't even have all the products I need. I don't know why I forgot those. I need my hair needs to be moisturized. Like, it heavily needs to be moisturized. I've had this hair right now for 2.5. No, I'm actually, wow, time flies. I've had these braids right now for 3 weeks. Like I said, don't worry, the tutorial is going to be up after this video. I believe this will be up on a Thursday, so the tutorial will be coming on Saturday. Just stay tuned for that. And I'm really sorry for being MIA, guys. I feel like I've apologized several times, but let me just apologize again. I'm really sorry. Like, don't worry, very soon you will understand, I promise. Anyways, let's just tie this down in the meantime, so that we can move on to makeup. I'm just tying this down so when I take down this scarf, you look like a sweet babe. A very sweet babe. Anyways, before we get started with this entire video, because I feel like I'll be talking too much. I don't know if I know how to actually do makeup at the same time and talk, but I'll try my best today to combine both acts. Usually I end up talking to y'all the whole time and barely doing any makeup, or I end up doing makeup and not talking. I'm going to try to combine this. That's why I'm trying to make sure the setup is as comfortable as possible. Grab your snacks, get comfortable, and let's get going. Where do we start from? Eyebrows. First things first. So as of 20, when did I make that video again? I posted that video 2023. I believe 2016. I made that video 2021 when I was undergoing a treatment. And as at that time, based on where we stopped the video, that day I made the video, I was actually going for my IUD appointment, because then the doctor had told me, if you all haven't watched that video, this story might not make sense to you, so I'll recommend you go back, watch the first one, and then come back to this for this story to make sense. Okay, so as at then, I was told to go for, my doctor had called me. I finally found a black doctor who heard me, who understood me, who was actually very interested in my health and exactly what was going on. It was such an emotional roller coaster for me. I received so many news. There's no diagnosis I had not gotten up to that point, because every day I would just cry. And at this point, my body was struggling. I was anemic. I had no energy. Imagine bleeding for 5 good years of your life. Sometimes I'm like, am I pregnant? Like, what's even going on? I didn't know a lot of women were going through things like this. And this brings us to the theme of this month, Women's History Month. I really want us to use this month to empower ourselves and speak on issues that are not really talked about. I feel like there's no better time to have this video out there than now. And in partnership with Do Good Points, who I'm working with today in today's video, we're currently trying to raise funds for women. If you don't know Do Good Points, it's basically like a charity organization, non-profit. So they focus on different charity organizations, different charity work. But this month specifically, that's Women's History Month, they're focusing on organizations that pertain to women's causes, such as Global Fund for Women, okay? Association for Women's Rights, Womankind Worldwide. So these are organizations that stand up for women's rights, speak up for women, and discuss issues that pertain to women. And also, not just discussing, they are actively doing things that pertain to gender equality. And it's so important to get our voices heard. So in this month that's Women's History Month, I'm working with them for us to keep on empowering women, empowering women's voices. We're trying to raise funds. Like I said, the target for this fundraising is $5,000. You don't have to donate anything. You watching this video is more than enough empowerment, and me sharing my story with you is more than enough empowerment. And I'm grateful for this platform. I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm grateful that you're even here to listen to ways that we women can make our lives better. You don't have to donate anything, but if you feel touched or feel moved to support this cause and to continue to support causes that pertain to women and that oppress, causes that amplify women's voices, please feel free to donate. The fund is right here on the screen. It's also down below in the description box. It's also here in this video. It's attached everywhere. You can see it every single way. Please feel free to donate. Like I said, our target is $5,000 for this month to go into these organizations that focus on empowering women. Okay? So please help us achieve our aim. You all know how passionate I am when it comes to things that have to do with my gender. Like, I don't take it for granted at all. At all. I'm so enthusiastic about it because I just feel like we only have ourselves, honestly. Like, no one can represent us and stand for us as much as we can do it for ourselves. So please feel free to do the needful. I'll be sure to leave do good points down below, and you can also check out their previous works so you're feeling comfortable in whichever charity work that you're trying to put your money into. I would 100% encourage research because I do my own research as well. I don't want to just promote anything that I cannot stand for. And thank you so much, Do Good Points, for partnering up with us in today's video. I'm back to what I was saying. So as of 2021, my doctor had sent me for my IUD appointment. So that day I made that video. I was so emotional because that day I felt like all my problems were about to be resolved. That's actually why I was so emotional. I felt like every issue I had in life was about to be resolved. Guess what? Let me tell you what happened. So after getting ready that day, I went for my IUD appointment in the hopes that, okay, once I put in this IUD, because based on what she had recommended, she said that the birth control pill, that's the IUD in this case, the one that she was about to set inside of me, it's going to help to regulate the bleeding, and basically it's going to help to control your periods. It's going to help to stop the bleeding. So that day I was so happy. I was like, oh my god, finally, at least this bleeding will stop. In as much as we are not really sure if that was going to resolve the issue permanently, she just wanted to control the bleeding as at that time, because I was anemic. Like, I was bleeding like crazy. I was anemic. I was so weak. At some point, my whole skin was looking pale. Anyone that saw me would just know that something was off. Like, it was so crazy. Back pain was crazy. I was bloating. She just wanted to stop the bleeding. She just said, let's just stop this bleeding first, and then we'll start venturing into whatever it is that's causing it. Because at that time, what the diagnosis was endometrial hyperplasia, which is endometriosis, which means that the inner walls of my endometrium had thickened up. So that's the blood that keeps on shedding. So she wanted us to go on the birth control, which is IUD. She had recommended for me them because I thought I didn't want to take any pills. I didn't want to have to remember to be doing any alarm clock. I just didn't want any of those. So she had recommended the IUD, and that was supposed to help to shed off all of that, those inner, all the thickened endometrial wall, and in hopes that after being on the IUD for like a year, my body will go back to normal, my period will go back to normal. I'll have period like a normal human being, like my menstrual cycle will be as normal as it's supposed to be. I've always prayed for that. It's crazy the things that everyone prays for in life, but I've always prayed for that for like the longest time. So when I had come to that point when it felt like there was progress, I was so emotional. That was why I made that video that day, because it felt like my problems were about to be resolved. And I couldn't wait to someday share that news with the world to also encourage other women. But guess what? I got to the hospital that day for the IUD insertion, and boy, oh boy. Yo, when I said my pain tolerance is second to zero, I'm not joking. I cannot stand pain. Any nasty pain, count me out. So I remember getting to the hospital that day. She was about to insert this thing. It had not even reached. She had not even started. I was already screaming. I started crying. I was shouting. Oh God, I was screaming. Yo, guess what happened? I ended up not getting the IUD. I actually ended up not getting it. I remember then I sat her down. I said, doctor. Speaking of doctor, a lot of people actually reached out asking me who was my doctor and who is the doctor I later ended up finding. I would love to share that information, but it's also like, you understand now, like there's a lot of privacy that comes with that. You know what's going to happen? I'll ask her if it's okay for me to like share her information, and then if you send me like a DM or something and she says it's okay, I'll be sure to pass her contacts to you. If that makes both parties feel comfortable, that makes you people feel comfortable as much as it also makes her feel comfortable, because not everybody wants to be in the public eye. And honestly, this lady is so quiet, she's so reserved, so I don't know if she wants her name to be blasted out in public like this. So I'm going to ask her next time I see her. Maybe I'll call and ask her if it's okay for me to share her contact with anyone that wants to, that's looking for that sort of level of care and diagnosis, because Dr. is an angel that was sent from God. I can't even lie to you. Like, she checks in on me, she calls me on my personal number regardless of where I am, even if I'm not even in Canada, even if I'm in Nigeria, even if I'm in Ghana, even if I'm in Asia, even if I'm in Europe, wherever I am, she's calling. Like, most of the doctors I had seen in the past had literally just treated me like as if what I was saying wasn't relevant, meanwhile I was dying inside. Anyways, finally I saw Dr. Kidola that day. I said, you know what, nah, I can't do this IUD something. It's just not for me. I can't do it. I read about it. I mean, it sounded like the safest birth control option, but still, it just didn't feel like something I wanted. Do you get what I mean? And after going there that day and seeing what the thing even looks like, once you're about to drink this, I just say, I want to go home. She's like, Ananda, we need to stop this bleeding. You cannot keep running away from birth control pills because of side effects, or the fear of this or the fear of that. So anything you do in this life has side effects. Finally, guess what? That day I told her, you know what, let's do normal birth control pills. I don't mind right now. Let's just do the normal birth control pills. Give me the one. Let me be counting it in my alarm. I will set reminder every day. I won't miss it, I promise. So finally, she recommended me the birth control pills that I've been running away from for 5 years. After she recommended me that birth control pill, y'all, guess what? I took it with me. That was the time I had moved to Nigeria for 6 months, okay? Now, after taking that birth control in my hand, I took it from her. I took the whole pack, got all the prescription I needed. I left Canada. I said, I'm leaving this country. My mental health was in shambles. Like, I was so depressed. It's crazy how I can talk about it right now, but I was so depressed. You know, the kind of depression that you just wake up every day and you feel like your life has no meaning, and you just feel like you're also dying inside and no one is really understanding, and it just feels so empty. I felt so empty. I felt aimless in life. I just could not understand what was the point of me waking up every day. This is the first time I'm actually talking about this, but I was so depressed. I was so sad. My God, I was so sad. Jesus, I'm actually tearing up thinking about it. I was so sad. Like, I was so sad. Even when I wasn't feeling my best, I would try my best to show up. Sometimes I would just cry. Like, I was so sad. Hey! I feel like also being an immigrant, it places you in a place of this, you're always alone. It can be so depressing. You have no family. The only family I have in the whole of Canada is just Lulu. And I'm so grateful that girl came into my life, because I don't know what I would even do if she's not even around. It feels like we only have each other. Anyways, finally, after taking that birth control pills from her, that was the time I told you guys I was moving back to Nigeria. And I genuinely, really and truly, I was moving back. I was in Nigeria for straight 6 months. 6 good months. I was there for 6 months. It was just the perfect thing to do at that time. I recharged. While I was in Nigeria, so many things happened. Okay. the bleeding was still happening even while I was taking the birth control pill, which my doctor had actually told me then that Adana, it's not like the bleeding is going to just stop. What is going to happen is like your system is now going to flush out everything, and then your body is going to, like, reset. Do you get what I mean? So I was expecting the bleeding, but I don't think I knew that. I realized that I was going to be bleeding like, hey, 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 hey. Y'all, when I tell you I can barely sit down on this chair for 30 minutes without it getting stained. I have to, like, if I'm going to see someone, I have to be standing up. Like, I stand. I visit my friends, I stand, because I'm so embarrassed and I'm so scared to mistakenly sit on someone's chair and stain it. Because every time I sat down, it felt like, well, as soon as I just got up, blood. Hey, I'm sorry for the TMI, but it was crazy. Even sometimes I come up the shower, it's like the thing is just, oh my god! You know what's interesting, you guys? I was double cushioning. Like, I would wear tampons. That was the time I started using tampons, because I had never used tampons before. I would wear tampons and I would still wear pad, so just so that I can have that extra security and I don't stain anywhere. But somehow, some way, within 1 hour, everything is just full, and I just, god. And while I was in Nigeria, I also was very intentional about my feeding, because something I had learned is the importance of our food. I realized that the food that we eat in the West really has a lot. It plays a lot of role in our body mechanism. It does. When I'm in Nigeria, my skin behaves differently. Not just Nigeria, in Africa in general. Even if it's Ghana, Senegal, wherever I go, Kenya, my skin behaves differently because of how organic the food is. So even like when I go to Asia, I notice that the food is more organic. And I don't bloat as much. I don't bloat when I'm in Canada. I can literally just eat one wrap. I will be like I will be like a whole billboard in size. Like, I will literally just gain weight for eating one single wrap. But in Nigeria, I can eat a whole bowl of jollof rice. My body will not change. I feel like that probably even played a role in the whole health issue, to be very, very honest. Because let me tell you why I said so. Before I left for Nigeria, okay? We had done some testing as well, like, regular blood work. My thyroids were high. In addition to the whole bleeding issue, my thyroids were high. Like, my thyroid level. Guess what, you guys? After 6 months of being back home with the whole bleeding consistently, there was this one day I even thought I was going to slump because I was just so weak. But thankfully, I was also on iron pills. My doctor had put me on iron pills in addition to the birth control pills, so that, of course, as a woman, you're shedding a lot, so your iron levels are going to be, it's going to be affected. So I was intentionally eating more food that had iron, plantain, and also taking iron pills in addition to that, just to cushion my system, make sure that I was in the most healthy place possible. I went through the whole roller coaster in Nigeria of the bleeding, staining everywhere. God, I was bleeding, Hey! I was bleeding like a cow that was milking, releasing milk for the children. I remember then, my only prayer point to God was, God, please grant me permanent healing. That was the only prayer point I had. I didn't care about anything else in life. Nothing. Nothing bothered me in life than that. That was the only prayer point. Any day I kneel down, every single day I kneel down to pray, I literally just prayed, Lord Jesus, grant me permanent healing. That was the only prayer points I had. I had so many things I've done in faith, and I can tell you that God works. That's that verse in the Bible about the woman with the issue of blood. That verse, it has taken me through the lowest point of my life. I need to find it for you, because that verse was my best friend. That verse, I'll read it for you guys. One sec, I'm coming. The woman with the issue of blood. Luke chapter 8, verse 43. I want to read it for you guys word for word. If you're in this situation that I've explained, please just make this Bible verse your best friend. I'm telling you. Among them was a woman who had suffered from severe bleeding for 12 years. She had spent all she had on doctors. This was me. But no one had been able to cure her. This was me. She came up in the crowd behind Jesus and touched the edge of his cloak, and her bleeding stopped at once. Jesus asked, "Who touched me?" Everyone denied it, and Peter said, Master, the people are all around you and crowding in on you. But Jesus said, someone touched me. I was the one. It was me. It was me. I touched him. I touched him in my dreams. I touched him in my dreams. I spoke to Jesus in my dreams. At some point, I think I even saw him. I touched his cloak in my dream. I had so much faith. No. Imagine if I had so much faith that one day, I will give my story as a testimony, and that day is happening. It's now. No, you cannot tell me that God does not work, because I'm a living testimony of His glory, His permanent healing, and I knew that He was going to use me to be a testament for other women, and also as a point of contact to reach other women. Because one thing I believe in life is, honestly, I'm not the kind of person to dwell on really bad experiences. If something bad is happening, I take it as it's preparing me for something better that's about to happen. This experience alone taught me that, because after this whole shebang, I can tell you that my life has changed. I'm always so grateful for the tiniest bit of things. I'm always so thankful every day to just wake up. I'm always so thankful for people around me. I'm always so thankful for someone that even just takes me on a walk. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So I remember when I came back from Nigeria, after the entire 6 months in Nigeria, I just felt renewed. I was happier. I was in a better place. I was filled with love. I had reconnected with family. I felt like I put back a lot of things in me that were missing. I felt whole. I said, okay, it's time to go back to Canada. I feel now I can pour back into other people because I've been poured into, and I feel whole. So I remember coming back to Canada. Guess what? Before I left Nigeria, I was in Nigeria for 5 months. That bleeding, the consistent bleeding, like the bleeding, changing pad every single hour, lasted for only 3.5 months. By the time I came back to Canada 6 months later, I went for my medical checkup, blood work, my thyroid level, normal. My thyroid, when everything was just, my body, my period went back to normal. Now I can tell you that I'm a living testimony of God's grace, because guess what? My period now is normal. I see my period like every human being out there. I remember I came back, I saw my doctor. The first thing she actually asked me was, Adana, what did you do in Nigeria? I said, I did not do anything. No. I just changed my diet. I prayed to God. I stayed with family. I stayed with loved ones. I ate well. I was eating organic food. And I took the birth control pills they had given me. She was so shocked at my results. Everything was normal. My blood level, my thyroids, everything just went back. My sugar, my liver, my enzymes. Because before all of those things were having red marks. My liver was, it was having red marks. She was marveled. And really and truly, once I came back from that trip changed my life. Because I'm also understanding my body is also sensitive. I'm understanding my body is very sensitive. My body reacts to every and anything, you guys. Like, literally, it's crazy. My body is so sensitive. So I watch what I eat. I'm lactose intolerant. And that issue, Seth, I noticed it when I came to Canada. Like, I would drink so much creamy. Everything is just extremely creamy for no reason. I can just eat cheese and have a little bit of hot chocolate in the morning, and I'll be looking like I'm 7 months pregnant. I even have some pictures on my phone because I look back at it sometimes. It's like, hey God, bloating is crazy. Like, it's so wild. The food we eat in the West. Ever since I came back, like I said, my lifestyle have changed. That's why I'm such an advocate for healthy eating, organic food. If you can have, I know the ones that they sell everywhere, like the ones that are inorganic, I know it's affordable. But if you can really try your best to watch what we are consuming, especially as women, please, let's make sure that we're eating proper nutrients. It's very, very important. I can't explain how important it is. Proper nutrients. Okay? It's crazy that even sometimes I may not even have the time to cook. I have someone special that I know that she's going to make me the best Nigerian meals. Be intentional about eating organic food. That's what I'm trying to say today. Be intentional. That's changed it for me. finally feeling heard. So everyone that's been reaching out, asking Adana, what did you do or what are you doing? Yo, thank you so much for checking in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm in a much better place today. A much better place. Much better place. Much better place. I hope this video has been helpful. I hope this video served as a voice for women who may be going through whatever like it is. As previously mentioned, I'm partnering up with today with Do Good Points in light of Women's History Month. Please go support this cause, be a part of our voices, be a part of us being heard. I'm going to leave the link to Do Good Points again down below in the description box for your reference. But I think that's basically it. I'm not on any birth control pills anymore. No more. None. I stopped after the period normalized because trust me, I hate drugs, and I'm thankful that we've gotten to this point where I can use my platform to talk to you guys on issues that are important to my fellow gender. Thank you all so much for watching. And look, I told you guys that I was not going to focus on this makeup because I don't know how to talk and get makeup done. So I'm just going to do this makeup very quickly off camera and I'll be back with the end results. Okay? Hey! Yo, I actually did not know that I still know how to do makeups. Because look at those brows. Look at those brows. I literally haven't done makeup. Okay, this year I've done makeup once. But this is the second time this year that I'm doing makeup. Hey! Excuse now. Look at those brows. Look at those brows. You know hibiscus flower? Use that to make tea. That thing is so nourishing. Replenishes your blood. Literally. In Nigeria it's called zobo. I know Ghanaians call it zobolo. I think Jamaicans call it sopolo. Sopolo with S. Sopolo. Such a good tea. 100% recommend. 100% recommend. Okay? Okay, let's do eyeshadow. Just a little bit of eyeshadow. A little bit, okay? A little bit. I gotta tell people that I'm also going to get nails done. I'm going to get my nails done before going out this evening. This is actually not lip line now. This is eyebrow pencil. But the color is just so brown and so chocolate. It works so well as a lip liner, like nobody's gonna know. Who's gonna know? Nobody will know. As someone is so cool. Maybe not tomato juice. Oh my god, I really forgot what it felt like to wear makeup. Like, you have no idea. Anyways, let's spray this right now before we put on some lip gloss. Why is this hair just hanging here like as if it has no manners? It's okay, Sha. It's okay. I did the claw clip, so I packed here half. I packed half of the hair and then let this little bit down. I love this hair so much. I feel like I'll do it again and again. Just like it took a little while. You all will see the video, but it's lovely. It's lovely. It's lovely. Anyways, spritz our face right now. I'm just going to apply a little bit right here to create that nudish ombre effect. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god. I actually miss this look. Jesus. Tomato juice. Oh my god. Excuse you. Little one. Such a light, light something here, and then this simple neck piece, the wristwatch. I don't know what I'm going to wear, but for my nail appointment, I'll probably just wear this cardigan. Let me show you the cardigan. Let me not go too far backwards. But yeah, I'll probably wear this simple cardigan. It's very comfortable. It's so warm. But this is basically it for this entire look. I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you did. Thumbs up if you did. I hope it was encouraging to you. I hope you also answered most of the questions that you all have asked regarding like the entire, this entire journey. Thank you all so much for checking in on me. I feel so shy always talking about myself, but thank you all so much for checking in. Thank you. A lot of you all were so worried. I'm in a much better place right now. I'm so grateful to God. Thank you guys for checking in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And please do not forget, if you feel led, do not forget to contribute to the funds that we're raising right now. The goal is $5,000 with Do Good Points, where we're focusing this month, which is Women's History Month, on amplifying women's voices via different charity organizations, such as let me mention them again for clarity, so you can also do your research to give you that level of comfort so you can proceed. The organization that we're focusing on for Women's History Month with Do Good Points are Global Fund for Women, Association for Women's Rights, so basically an organization that empowers women and women's rights, and Womankind Worldwide. All of these three organizations focuses on amplifying women's voices. Thank you all so much for watching. Like I said, thumbs up this video if you enjoyed this, comment, share, subscribe. See how I'm cheesy. I feel so good to be back on screen. Yeah, I feel so good, and I'm hoping and I know that this healing is permanent in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all my loves in the next video. Have a lovely rest of your week. Bye.